It's April 7th, 1945, and the skies above Europe are alive with thunderous engines. More than 1,000 B-17 flying fortresses and B-24 Liberators surge toward Germany's heartland, determined to strike at vital airfields one final time. Each plane carries its own crew, hopes, and fears into the cold, high-altitude air. Below them, a beleaguered Luftwaffe, once the pride of Hitler's regime, struggles to muster a defense. Fuel is almost gone, spare parts are scarce, and pilots are far too few. Despite the dire situation, German officers refuse to concede defeat. Their strategy now calls for radical measures that might, at best, delay the inevitable Allied onslaught. Yet even in the midst of these catastrophic events, you can immerse yourself in the high-stakes world of World War II through Call of War, the free online PvP strategy game sponsoring today's video. In this highly detailed and immersive game, you choose a real historical nation to guide through the chaos of World War II. You'll challenge up to 100 players in match-based campaigns that can span several weeks, forging alliances or drawing battle lines as you see fit. Whether you choose to rapidly develop cutting-edge technology like rockets and nuclear weapons, or focus on conventional tanks and infantry to maintain a steady front, your strategic approach will dictate your success. If you love the interplay of diplomacy, resource management, and military might, Call of War is sure to captivate you. You can easily play on both PC and mobile using the same account, so there's no need to interrupt your campaigns when you switch devices. For all our viewers, you'll find an exclusive gift waiting in the description: 13,000 gold and a month of premium subscription, free for you for just 30 days. Don't hesitate, because after that period, this special offer disappears. We've also prepared a custom game for Yarn Hub fans. Just use Yarn Hub as both the game name and the password to join in the action. Meanwhile, back in the real skies of 1945, the bomber formations continue their relentless drive into Germany. Crews remain vigilant, scanning the horizon for enemy fighters. The Luftwaffe, though drastically diminished, deploys its secret weapons, the fearsome Messerschmitt Me 262 jet fighters, known to Allied airmen as the deadliest threat in the sky. These advanced jets, powered by Jumo 004 engines, can outpace anything the Allies have. As soon as wailing sirens resound across Germany's hastily repaired runways, pilots scramble from their barracks. They sprint toward the silhouettes of sleek Me-262s, climb aboard, and power up engines that howl like banshees. It's a last-ditch gamble. If these jets can bring down enough heavy bombers, perhaps Germany might gain a little more time to reposition what resources remain. Simultaneously, a clandestine operation is underway, Sonderkommando Elbe. This unit, assembled under top-secret orders, comprises over 100 volunteer pilots, many of them still in their late teens. They have been given the most desperate mission of all, to ram Allied bombers mid-flight. Each pilot climbs into a stripped-down Messerschmitt Bf 109G, guns removed except for a single machine gun, with scarcely any armor plating left. The planes are lighter and more agile, but they're dangerously vulnerable. The men know that success depends on their precise navigation and timing. They plan to aim for key points on the bombers, engines, cockpit, tail section, hoping that by disabling just one critical component, they can send the lumbering American behemoths crashing to Earth. Surviving the impact is secondary. They rely on luck, skill, and a swift bailout to avoid a fiery demise. Few expect to come home. High above, the massive Allied formations press on, each B-17 or B-24 bristling with machine guns. Bomber crews fear the new German jets, but they're also wary of any Bf-109 or FW-190 that appears to behave erratically. Bombardiers zero in on runways, hangars, and munitions depots, releasing torrents of bombs that transform the ground into a sea of flame and smoke. Inside the cockpits, Gunners call out enemy positions, shouts lost in the roar of engines and the hiss of oxygen masks. Suddenly, contrails streak through the sky, marking the arrival of Me-262s and their extraordinary speed. P-51 Mustangs, guardians of the bomber streams, break formation and give chase, trying to line up lethal bursts of 50 caliber fire. In the chaos, Sonderkommando Elbe pilots spot their chance. Their hearts hammer as they close in on unsuspecting bombers. Heinrich Rosner, one of the youngest in the unit, locks eyes on a B-24 leading the 308th Bomb Group. His Bf-109, shaking from the strain, accelerates to nearly 400 men/ph. He's down to a single machine gun with 50 rounds. But he knows the gun isn't the main weapon. He is. His plane is. Holding the stick steady, he sets his jaw and braces himself. At the last second, Rosner squeezes off a few rounds to distract the bomber's gunners, then slams straight into the cockpit. Metal screeches against metal as the B-24's forward section crumples. Incredibly, Rosner's Bf-109 keeps some semblance of flight, colliding next with another bomber before the entire fuselage disintegrates. Rosner wrestles with his harness, yanks the canopy release, and tumbles free, parachute billowing into the slipstream. Against all odds, he survives. Not everyone is so fortunate. Reinhold Hedwig lines up a B-17 in his sights. He's about to pull up for a ramming run when tracer fire tears through his fuselage. A watchful Mustang pilot has his number, riddling the Bf-109 with 50 caliber shells. Hedwig's plane spirals toward the earth, trailing black smoke in its wake. Hans Nagel, on the other hand, manages to bring down a B-17 from the 490th Bomb Group, but is immediately hammered by defensive fire from a second bomber. The sky is filled with jumbled images of tracer arcs, contrails from jets, and parachutes blossoming where Allied or German pilots tumble free. Some men are swiftly strafed by enemy fighters while descending, a grim testament to the bitterness that now defines the closing days of the war. By the time this frantic melee ends, the toll is staggering. Most Sonderkommando Elbe pilots never see their bases again, shot down by roving Mustangs or dedicated turret gunners on the bombers. Out of the more than 100 volunteers who took to the sky on April 7th, only 15 managed to ram their targets. Among those 15 collisions, only a handful inflict catastrophic damage, just enough to send 8 American bombers spiraling down to Earth. The Luftwaffe's jets, meanwhile, continue harrying the bombers, but their effect is blunted by a shortage of fuel and the unrelenting coverage provided by Allied escort fighters. Although American losses sting, it's clear the Germans can no longer sustain such desperate methods. In a single day, Allied bombers and fighters wipe out more than 300 German aircraft, and within a week, another 700 fall. This catastrophic loss all but annihilates what remains of the Luftwaffe. With its resources exhausted and its best pilots either killed or captured, Germany can't hope to recover from this blow. Consequently, the Sonderkommando Elbe never flies another mission. Yet even the stark reality of war can't diminish the lure of strategy games that put you at the helm of your own nation. That's where Call of War comes in once again. Think of it as a high-level simulation where you direct research, deployment, and large-scale warfare. You can expand your territory, forge pacts with neighboring countries, or double-cross them when it's most advantageous. Whether you emphasize building up infrastructure, investing in spies to gather information, or racing to develop top-secret weapons, you shape the fate of your chosen country every single day. Matches in Call of War can last for weeks, letting you experience the slow burn of real wartime decision-making, with shifting alliances and frontline developments that keep you on your toes. And you can seamlessly switch between your PC and mobile device, ensuring that your leadership is never out of reach. Perfect for those who want to check in on the battlefield during a lunch break or from the comfort of their couch. For those dedicated Yarn Hub viewers, we've set up a special battleground where fans of the channel can face each other in a tense showdown of wits, tactics, and a dash of luck. Simply join the game named YarnHub using the password YarnHub to experience a competition specifically designed for our community. If you're concerned about falling behind, remember that special link in the video description. It grants you a generous starting pot of 13,000 gold, plus an entire month of premium access absolutely free, but only for 30 days. This in-game currency boosts your ability to build up armies swiftly, research new tech, and defend your borders effectively. Don't let this limited time offer slip away. Once it's gone for good. Supporting the channel is as simple as clicking that link and plunging into the global conflict that Call of War simulates so brilliantly. So, as we reflect on the real events of April 7, 1945, when a dwindling Luftwaffe fought with every last measure of desperation, we're reminded that history is shaped by choices, circumstances, and sometimes tragic acts of valor. It's a sober lesson in how even the most determined defense can collapse under overwhelming odds. If you want to experience a taste of the strategic depth that guided nations through this monumental conflict, consider giving Call of War a try. It's more than just a game. It's an opportunity to test your mettle as a commander and strategist, forging alliances and commanding armies in an environment that captures the tumult and uncertainty of World War II. Join us there, and remember, click the link in the description to claim your bonus and help support the channel that brings you these stories. We hope to see you on the battlefield, General.